San Fran, and an extremely winnable game. Though Pollard went out, but an extremely winnable game. A chance for Dak to be Dak. Um, and Dak wasn't Dak. Dak wasn't Dak. Y'all lost a very winnable game. Um, I don't know if I shared that. I don't know if I shared this in the group chat, but I remember talking about it after the game. And the Dallas Cowboys, basically from their official team organization Twitter account, basically saying, "Hey, Dak threw interceptions. The Cowboys lost a very winnable game." Paraphrase. This is the thing. Where does Sedacious stand and right now as it relates to the Cowboys and having Dak Prescott as your quarterback for the foreseeable future? And what is the post? What can you tell the people about the post of the Cowboy Nation as a whole, considering how this season went and ended?
Um, Honestly, I don't know. I feel like get ready to be in a slump phase, me personally, because we're gonna have to look for either a young quarterback or a quarterback that could be dependable, a good dependable game manager at this point, because it's starting to seem like the when the stakes are high, that can't deliver. Right, like you said about the Buccaneers game, everybody kind of expected the Cowboys to kind of run through them because we got the defense. When you got Dak Prescott not being able to support and play complementary football with the defense, then we're gonna lose every time. You know, the defense did the best that they could do. You can't throw two interceptions and expect to win. That's just how that goes. But me personally, I've been saying that Dak is not elite for quite some time now, and it just kind of showed itself. And so now all of the Cowboy fans who are in denial finally see, you know what I'm saying? Hey, like the person that y'all think, our leader of the future, you know what I'm saying, is like he might not be that good. He might be middle of the pack, which is what I thought, you know, a few seasons back. And that's just how I feel about it. So if we can get Aaron Rodgers, maybe, just maybe, possibly. The defense is good. A few tweaks in the defense. Get Tony Pollard some help. Ship Ezekiel Elliott out. He's run his course. He's done. And yeah, we'll be in rebuild mode. Like try to get in rebuild mode as soon as possible. That way we're not in and stuck in the rut for so long. So I'm ready, especially with the emergence of Jalen Hurts and what AJ Brown and that defense is doing over there. My hats is off to the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's looking like if we don't shape up, man, they're gonna run it for a while. So we'll see.
Uh, Darden. Okay, I didn't know he was coming back, Izzo. Because I had a question for you. All right, so I asked this question to Isaac because I know he's a very thought provoking, introspective person. On a lot of things, but specifically with football, by far. Izzo, from your perspective, you being a good football mind, why do you think there's this deep desire, or do you feel like there's this deep desire for people to want Dak Prescott to be so good? Do you think that's an overall thing from like the football community, or like us as supporting like Dak as like a black quarterback, or do you feel like that's just like a cowboy thing?
I, I personally think it's a culmination of all those things, right? You have a few things going for you. Number one, you have a genuine and authentic story in regards to your genetics, your makeup, family background. You losing your mom to cancer, um, you being able to persevere through that. You losing your brother uh, to mental health and suicide. You persevere and you kind of power through that. And then not only that, you play for the most you know historic franchise in all of sports in the Cowboys, right? Um, so you play for America's team, and you're a black quarterback. So people are naturally going to root for you or look for you to be successful just based off of those things, right? You being a fighter, you being someone who continuously perseveres through, trying, very extremely trying, you know, um, life situations that we all are faced with at different intervals. So I believe it's just a multitude of things in which why people want them to be successful. And I don't know if anyone goes into a season and just wishes anyone not to be successful, unless you hate a team, right? But nobody's going in there praying on your downfall. I would hope not anyway. But um, I think Dak Prescott he's a product of. I play quarterback for the franchise who's gonna year in and year out have the most media buzz around it, just due to the expectations of of old, right? Of quarter centuries past success, right? So I have to hold up that mantle to be the next great Cowboys quarterback. But then also, I'm a black man, and people, we live in a society now where it's very much so popular to root for black people as a whole, no matter what walk of life that we're in, just due to the growing disparities that we faced as a people, um, being video related, whether that be police brutality, social injustices, um, you know, injustices with the legislation system, anything along those lines. But um, I just think Dak is a byproduct of that. And can that be too much of pressure for one person to more so bear? Possibly. But quite honestly, I, if you asking me, I just don't think he had the help this year. I think the receiving core was lacking, to say the very least. Um, Michael Gallup is not a true number two receiver. I'm not too sure of that. He's a definitive number three. If you have Michael Gallup as your third option, I think you have a great receiving core. But I do think they're missing another piece within that space there. But one can say, hey, if you have a great enough quarterback, you should be able to overcome that deficiency. So to answer your question, I think that's why Dak, people root for him. He's a hard guy to root against, man. You like him as a person, though he's had some pretty wayward comments in regards to different situations with police brutality to black people, and maybe some shocking stances and viewpoints on some stuff, maybe even related to the flag and the standing of the flag. But uh, it's just hard not to root for the guy in regards to what he's gone through. So I just think from that alone, people kind of root for him.